New technology is... John, are you kidding me? Where did you... John, are you kidding me? That's not a good angle for me. You know that. You're fired. I don't want to hear it. You're fired. Get that kid. Thanks. You guys are amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Okay. New technology is now offering new things for the environment of our Earth and of human beings. But is this too good to be true? Tonight on Science Spectacles, we will dive into transgenic plants. Ooh. Did you know that 13 million American children go hungry each day, and it's only in America? Transgenic plants could change this. So let's dive into it. Let's go to Danielle Colburn, and she's going to describe transgenic plants.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me.
Oh, of course.
The first part of creating a transgenic plant is isolating DNA. A restriction enzyme, which is an enzyme that essentially cuts DNA, is implanted into the DNA. This enzyme will cut the DNA strand when it comes across a specific sequence of bases. Once the DNA is cut, scientists have an isolated strand that codes for something specific. This strand is then inserted into a plant by one of two ways.
How about you tell us of those two ways?
The first way is the agrobacterium method. In this method, the DNA that scientists want to be implanted is placed into a bacteria cell. The cell is then placed on the plant, where it can enter through wounds in the stem, the roots, or the leaves. The bacteria, once entering the plant, hijacks the plant DNA and forces it to replicate the DNA carried by the bacteria.
Imagine that this is a plant cell. When a wound opens up on the plant cell's leaf or stem, that's an opportunity for bacteria to invade and begin the replication of its DNA. Once the bacteria enters the plant, it hijacks the DNA and forces it to replicate the DNA that the bacteria carried. From there, the plant will change and only carry the DNA that was introduced by the bacteria.
Pretty self-explanatory. The gene is shot into the plant, and from there the process is the same.
Say this glass of water is a plant cell, and this gun is carrying a gene to be injected into the plant cell. You begin with an original plant. Once they introduce the gene into the plant, the gene spreads and is replicated until the entire plant carries the introduced gene.
Now that we know a little bit more about how transgenic plants are created, we're going to talk to Umberto, who supports the idea.
Transgenic plants can be altered to not only be more nutritious, but to be easier to grow. For example, tomato DNA has been spliced with a gene from a winter flounder. It might seem a little strange that the gene from a fish has been inserted into a tomato.
Quite.
How crazy.
That's crazy.
I know, but it's true.
Oh!
I know. The gene was put into the tomato. Put into the tomato to make the tomato last longer in colder weather. John, where's my... The tomato plant has been modified so it can last longer in colder temperatures. Not only that, but certain genetic modifications in plants reduce the need for pesticides. Pesticides are the stuff that kills the bugs on your plants. Scientists could improve the natural nutrition value in plants, giving people longer lives to live. Yay!
And now, a word from our sponsors. Hey there, y'all. It's Betty Sue. I just want to say that, you know, transgenic plants can really help increase the productivity and the lifespan of our crops and keep those nasty pesticides away. And if you vote for me for mayor of Beaumont, I can change all that and our crops can last forever. Vote for Betty Sue. So we heard the pro side, but don't form an opinion yet. We have to hear from the cons, from Ferdinand.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It is possible that alternating plants is more trouble than it's worth. There is an experiment done by scientists from Penn State and Udimas University that modified squash plants to be less susceptible to harm by insects. The study found that modified plants were actually more vulnerable. Who knew?
Man.
Transgenic plants could hurt the economy in third world countries because they don't have an economy.
Harsh.
I know.
Harsh.
I know.
Harsh.
Because they would be more dependent on international seeds that are patent. No. Also,
No.
Also, with the introduction of new genes into food, scientists could accidentally find new allergens. Frankly, there is not enough research or information on transgenic plants in general to know the impacts.
Thanks for sticking with us. Now, a quick commercial break.
I'm so hungry. Yum, carrots.
New allergens being introduced to plants. It's not something to be taken lightly. So in this segment of Science Spectacles, we learned about transgenic plants. Then we went to Umberto, who showed us the pros, the reasons to support transgenic plants. And then we went to Ferdinand, who showed us the opposing views of transgenic plants. Guess what? It's your choice!